Welcome to a 1v1 on Langrskaya. This game is going to be, I don't know, can anybody tell me first of all what this language is, and second of all what it says? Because I know neither of those things. Versus Hajas playing as Oster, but he's not spamming Assault Grenadiers. We're actually going to see him do something different this game. That's kind of exciting. Double Grenadier opening, heading left. Pio's taking control of the right side. Conscripts secure building control, make their way hard right initially. Pretty standard opening for both players thus far. Big Wind. It's kind of a cool name. Thanks for the translation, Kevin.
Enemy is taking our territory. Pioneers ready for anything. The territory is out of contact.
Pio's retreat right there, and Grenadiers take up a position in shrubs and green cover, engaging against these conscripts, trying to build sandbags mid-engagement, taking a lot of damage as a result on that squad. But this one will be able to take advantage of that cover position. Jump into it now. That squad has to retreat. Combat Engineers throw some wire on the cover right here. One squad of Grenadiers is taking control of various stuff over there, and this one's grabbing the strategic point. There's a mortar on the field. Probably a good idea. All forms of indirect fire on Langrskaya are generally a good idea because the game tends to last forever, and indirect fire units tend to pay off a lot over long periods of time, so should prove useful.
Access to superior arms and soldiers.
Grenadiers encounter conscripts in the north here, but they both just walked right by each other.
What do you have?
Probably have tried to force those Grenadiers away. Mortar is bombarding this green cover position, seems to be working pretty well. Grenadiers are falling a little low throughout the course of this engagement, though. There's just too many conscripts for them to deal with. Since it's a 3 Grenadier plus mortar opening against a 4 conscript opening, Hajas is left, and he sent one squad north. He's left with not that much infantry with which he can effectively engage, and he'll be forced to retreat right there, giving the Soviet a brief window to try and maybe set up a cutoff right here. Combat Engineers retreat to the base. These two upgrades have been unlocked. They got healing and Molotovs. Mortar will have to retreat.
There are no cowards here. Taking fucking fire. Waiting for your command. Taking losses.
I didn't realize that Chinese and Japanese could share symbols. That's cool. Settings Big Wind in both languages apparently. Bit of a late retreat from those Grenadiers right there, but they do get away. Mortar bombarding the conscripts in cover won't last there forever, or the building either way. You know, try and force these conscripts from these positions. That squad's retreating way too late. Way late retreat. Wiped. It's not good. One of his original 4 conscripts taken out. It's going to give Hajas a bit of an opportunity. Whoa, what was that? Was there a demo charge right there? Rifle grenade on the demo charge blows up the squad. They do get away with 1 member remaining, but that's a pretty bad use of munitions. Finished planting a demo charge in range of Grenadiers and then blew it up. Hajas taking control of territory here in the center and left. Grenadiers in green cover going to try and force away those conscripts, which should not be charging across open ground like that. Molotov toss into the green cover position. Just reposition. Soviet player does have good map control though, taking control of pretty much the entire map early on here. Hajas is spreading himself out now after that early wipe. It's a very good time to harass territory, by the way, if you just wiped a squad. because your opponent is probably down a squad compared to you, so you should be able to spread out a little bit without being too scared of being wiped on retreat because of an overextension. Although there are guards on the field now, so that will be something Hajas has to worry about. Grenade toss onto those bios, they're gonna die. There they go. A lot of late retreats from both of these players. They need to be a little bit more attentive. A little more attentive. Grenades bringing that guard squad low, and it's standing there under mortar fire with only 2 guys left. There it goes. Gambling a little bit. Over here on the left, Grenadiers are going to try and stop the triple cap. And this mortar.
Pioneers ready for assignment. We are losing a sector.
Is up to only 1 kill. It's actually not that great, although it has had a noticeable impact on forcing retreats and turning engagements, so that's something. G43's force retreat from that flamethrower.
The sector has been cut off.
Kind of a late retreat, but it doesn't get away. G43 snipes it. Hajas needs to get back control of his cutoff, though. Despite pretty bad unit preservation from Big Wind, he still has excellent map control, has both fuel points, does cut off Hajas from his resources right there. Hajas really struggling to get map under control, although with 4 Grenadiers now on the field up against what his opponent is fielded, he should be able to split out and get some stuff. Just needs to try and manage his opponent's cutoff attempts a little better. He's going to get cut off from the right side now, only just now restoring his left territories.
Guard squad ready. Awaiting orders.
And having gone guard mortar coordination, there may be heavy mortars on the field from the Soviet player soon.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands. Watch out, infantry! Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector. Supply lines have been cut.
Grenadiers have to retreat right there. Ooh.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Pretty good mortar hit on that conscript squad, but it's gonna get away. Okay. Pio's gonna lose this engagement against guards. There they go. Conscripts taking control of the strategic point as well. I don't know what those grenadiers are doing. Just walked up to guards in green cover and got wiped. Nice grenade!
Are securing our territory.
Okay, you can cancel grenades, by the way, like if your grenade was like a little late. I don't know where Hajas lives, but I assume this player is from the Eastern Hemisphere. So there's probably a pretty decent amount of lag this game for at least one of these players. So, in all fairness, it's entirely possible that that grenade was thrown at a reasonable time.
High sector under attack.
Grenadiers!
Guard rifle infantry squads can now be called to fight for the motherland. We are losing a
Molotov
sector.
toss right there from those conscripts. Guard squad moving up on the flank of those Grens. There they go.
Our lines of supply are
Grenadiers
disrupted.
taking control of the munitions right there.
Sector secure!
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
G43's charge into those conscripts in green cover will be able to force them from this position. And Hajas really needs to restore control to his cutoff. He needs to restore control on the right side. He had a pretty good early lead, but he's kind of losing it now. Not a lot of engagements going very well for him, and he keeps on spreading out in all directions, which you'd think would help him get territory, but it means he kind of struggles to win engagements, walking lone squads up against guards, up against conscripts in cover, max him in a building. Doesn't really work that well. It needs to make more of a coordinated effort to slowly creep forward on a given front. And if he just leaves this mortar AFK in his base, he's probably never going to get anywhere. Although that may not matter on Langer Sky, it can be perfectly viable on this map to just defend your half of things and wait until you get stronger, especially as Oster. And he's got elite troops, so he's going to try and make it Tiger Ace by the end of this game. Guard motor coordination, though, having allowed the player to have this much fuel for this long means there's going to be so many T-34s this game. If the Soviet player decides to tech, which he is in a position to do, could put a lot of early pressure on Hajas, but in all likelihood, he wouldn't be able to seal the game because of the way this map is laid out. Very hard to actually seal the game with Tier 3 on this map as Soviets. Tier 4 could be a good idea, though, for a Katyusha before he goes with his T-34s. I could definitely see that.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
We're under fire! Water element!
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
We are ready for action.
The territory is out of contact.
Grenades being exchanged. Grenadier squads dodge. Stun grenade seems to do kind of okay damage. I don't actually know the damage of a stun grenade. It seems like alright, I guess. Rifle grenades generally seem to be the better investment, though. Stun grenades only 20 munitions. Rifle grenades 30. So if you're super strapped for munitions, I guess I can see the stun grenade. If you think it'll turn an engagement, it does eventually force a retreat from those guards. Minesweeper's gonna get wiped on the left, not being monitored. Reacts just in time. Fortunately, those conscripts didn't get a lucky enough volley. There they go. G43 is moving to counter those conscripts with their G43s at that range. Should win the engagement, I think. This squad takes a Molotov, although the squad tossing the Molotov is kind of lucky to get through it alive. They didn't get crit. This squad does get crit. Narrowly makes an escape as well. G43s might want to consider getting into closer range. But at this range, they'll probably still win against those conscripts, honestly. I don't know. I could be wrong. He spans idle. This AT gun doesn't really have a job right now. Mortar moving up to a more aggressive location to try and force the Maxim out of that building. That Grenadier squad will be forced to retreat away from the conscripts over here. So I was wrong. That range Grenadier's lost. Needed to use a rifle grenade to turn that engagement in his favor. Mortar bombarding the house. Hajas has grouped most of his forces in the base for healing and reinforcement, about to make a hard push left. 3 squads of guards now on the field. It's going to prove increasingly difficult for Hajas to deal with. With G43s, guards and long-range infantry tend to perform better on this map. And they just shred grenadiers. Pretty much at every range. It's hardly relevant. Conscripts should not attempt to build in front of this quantity of troops.
Driven a wedge in our lines.
Do get away narrowly. 2 squads set up here. I think that Big Win could probably spam sandbags a little more. He doesn't have that much green cover on his half of the road, which might end up leaving him a little bit vulnerable to rifle grenades. Although Hajas doesn't have that much munitions, he will be able to toss them occasionally. The squad taking control of the left side. Over here, guards just attempted to cross the road. That's not going to work. Getting focused down pretty hard. Even in green cover now, they're probably going to be forced to retreat quite soon. As long as PTRS shots miss, it shouldn't go too terribly badly. He might want to consider repositioning out of that high explosive barrage. Fortunately, those 2 shots fell short. That squad's going to get wiped if it doesn't retreat. There it goes. High explosive barrage was way off target, apparently. I guess he thought his opponent was going to cross. Mortar does have to retreat from those guards. He might get away if... Oh my god, just got suppressed by base bunkers, so this should be fine. Minesweeper has to retreat. Molotov toss over here on these G43s. Needs to react. There he goes. Good reaction. We'll preserve the squad. These 3 squads making their way right to engage against the... Wow. What are these grenades? That's the second one he's tossed that was just like... not aimed at anything. Not sure if he's aware that he can cancel grenades. That's 45 munitions. Those guards grenades are not cheap. Jeez.
We are losing a sector.
Fortunately, those pyros are going to do those conscripts a solid and dive into the fire. Over here on the right side, everything is forced to retreat. Mortar moving back to the front line. It's got 6 kills, doing okay. Needs to try and get it in range to continually be bombarding everything over here. It's a really powerful tool, but it hasn't really done as much as I think it probably could have. But I know securing vision is can be a difficult thing to do. G43 is trying to push grenadiers off the cutoff right here.
The sector has been cut off.
Molotov toss. I have to stick around dangerously long for this. Get away narrowly. He's actually gonna gamble. Nope, there he goes. Kind of a late retreat, but okay. At that point, I would have just stuck around to capture it, but whatever. Hajas back in the base for full healing and reinforcement once again before he makes his next big push. He didn't really make much of an impact anywhere. Although the left side is now pretty much completely undefended, right side he didn't even come close to taking any territory. And again, the Soviet player has had absolutely dominant map control all game. In fact, he's been able to make T-34s for a while, just hasn't had the manpower for it. I guess in part because of his decision to go with 3 guards. He's also thrown a field gun out, so if he reinforces these conscripts, it's going to take even longer. But they're coming. They're definitely coming. Hajas is going to go tier 3, throw out a Panzer IV, I guess. It's extremely late, but might be able to do something with it before those T-34s arrive, which is going to be very soon and in huge quantities.
It's ready to use. Capture complete. Pack loaded for pioneers awaiting orders. Yes?
I'm really annoyed with the Pornhub administrators. She-mails is my favorite category. Ooh. That friendly fire grenade right there. Like, what the hell? He seems to alternate between grenading either nothing or his own squads, apparently. But okay, Panzer IV is on the field. Are there any transgender people in my audience right now? In the chat? I guess maybe not. Is the term she-males, like, derogatory? Should you not say that? You're supposed to say, like, trans instead, I think. I think I read that somewhere.
We have lost a Granatwerfer squad.
T-34 is going in on the Panzer IV right there.
The territory is out of contact.
Panzer IV goes down. T-34 is diving all the way through the base, completely unpunished. No teller mines. AT gun was late to the engagement. There's engine damage on that one. But it looks like both are probably going to get away unpunished, especially with this blob of infantry in the way that AT gun won't be able to chase. 2 grenade tosses that were actually at the enemy this time. Nicely done. And those are going to have to pull back to safety. This blob is going to have to retreat soon, but they will successfully stall for the retreat of both T-34s, which will get away. T-34 making its way into the base for repairs right there for the engine. Uh-oh. I'm about to go full American, you guys. Look what my girlfriend just brought me. Nobody ordered me pizza, by the way. I have McDonald's now, so that would be wasteful. Well, not wasteful. I could eat it tomorrow, but you know, it's no longer necessary.
Who has secured this sector? Territory secured. Grenadiers reporting. Enemy contact!
Grenade on those grenadiers. Forces them from cover. There's a retreat. Both get away. 1 T-34 fully repaired. This one next should be fine. Oh, 40 Cake is here. 40 Cake, why didn't you speak up when I asked if there were any trans people in chat? I guess 40 Cake probably just got here. The Grenadiers engaging against the T-34 right there. Should probably retreat soon. AT gun pulling back away from those guards right there, plus Grenadiers as well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Yes? Awaiting fire mission.
Guards taking control of the left side munitions, conscripts taking control of the left side fuel.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
This guard squad taking control of the middle. G43 blob easily forces that away. Mortar apparently got decrewed and recrewed, so I can't check its kills. Grenade toss. We might steal it here.
A mortar team has been killed.
No, he's not going to be able to steal that. Way too much G43 blob. And he will fail in his attempt. Both T-34s have been fully repaired, and he's actually bleeding a lot of manpower, so he's not even really coming anywhere close to getting a second set, which is kind of a waste of all that fuel control. You should try and play a little more defensively. Like this, for example, is going to cost him in manpower for sure. Because,
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Taking casualties! The Russians are coming!
The enemy is taking our territory.
conscripts get away right there. Narrowly, but like I said, that's a lot of manpower bleed for, I mean, That was gonna happen, like pretty much no matter what. And when you're trying to float for a second set of columns, you should play a little more defensively, a little more carefully with your man. Start trying to float, don't reinforce so much. That manpower bleed really delays things. Especially when you're at 70 of 100 pop cap, it's not that easy to get done. Panzer IV pushes away the guards right there. T-34 is backing up a little bit. May try and go in hard on that thing again. Hajas, by the way, is floating quite a bit, waiting for that Tiger Ace. He's had the CPs for a while. He too is just waiting on manpower for his call-in. One Panzer IV and a Tiger Ace could definitely take on two T-34s. No problem there. Guards are not being monitored during that engagement either, and they get wiped. G43s take them out. T-34s destroy that Panzer IV easily, so much for that thing, but there are two AT guns on the field. The smoke from the Panzer IV is actually hurting Hajas in attempting to kill these T-34s. They're getting these circle strafing these things to death. If he does manage to destroy these, that'll be really good though. That'll help him a lot. Because once that Tiger Ace hits the field, he's probably not going to want to have to fight 4 T-34s. And there it is. Finally hits the field. His timing probably couldn't be better. Just in time to save him from this T-34. Guards are putting a lot of pressure here as well, so that Tiger Ace should be able to save the day. Grenade toss on those Grenadiers almost wipes them. Tiger Ace dives on the T-34, which stops moving. He should have kept circle strafing, or honestly, as soon as he saw the Tiger Ace, tried to get away. Although it's unlikely he would have survived. I don't think any preparation has been done for that ace either. I don't see any mines anywhere. Most munitions being spent on grenades, and they're pretty expensive. 45 munitions grenades for guards, not exactly cheap. A mine is actually cheaper than one grenade from a squad of guards, so... Yeah, 40 cake won't be offended apparently. You don't have to tiptoe. Loud and proud. As you should be, of course. Tiger Ace takes control of the center VP. Now it's making its way towards the stuff. There actually is one mine right there. Nice mine sweep, by the way, by Hajas. I was like, I don't see any mines anywhere, but there was one mine. So. Good use of the minesweeper to support the ace. It's obviously extremely important that it not hit a mine, because if it gets stranded in front of a field gun with engine damage for too long, that's extremely bad. Does take engine damage from an AT grenade, but in the process it kills like tons of stuff. It had 0 kills a second ago, now it has 14. Clearly it's already having a dramatic impact, and it's fine, by the way. I know I always talk about the Tiger Ace economic drain, but if you're in the lead, it makes not that much of a difference. If you're already in the lead, the Tiger Ace can help you seal the deal, and if you're already close to 100 of 100 pop cap, you don't need to field any further units and just continue operating with a high pop cap army, so that's fine. The only problem really with what Hajas has done here is that he's only got one squad of Pyos, and it takes forever to repair a Tiger Ace with only one squad of Pyos. There's a fresh set of T-34s. It looks like it's going to try and finish this thing off while it's pretty low. There's currently 2 AT guns protecting its flank though, so that may be dangerous. He should probably just take advantage of the fact that it's off the field repairing to pick up some easy squad wipes rather than diving the base. I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he should dive this. I don't think he can win this. There's 2 AT guns. The Ace does have engine damage. He does have the munitions for marked vehicles, so this might be possible. He's gonna give it a try. Shot right there does penetrate. AT guns firing on the T-34's target weak point, stuns that one. No marked vehicle. This is going really badly. I think he should just pull out with that. And that's gonna die. Both T-34s destroyed easily. And that Tiger Ace didn't even come close to dying, honestly. As soon as he saw those packs, he should have just disengaged, because that engagement was not going to happen. Over here on the left side, a combat engineer squad just got wiped too. And Big Wind has been reduced to a field gun, MG, conscript, and guard squad, which is not very much.
Grenadier down! The Russians are attacking! Pioneers ready for anything! They're killing us!
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Conscripts taking control of the center. Tiger Ace, again, very slowly being repaired. Hajas is going to have to spend pretty much all the manpower he has on
Our lines of supply are
reinforcing
disrupted.
his stuff. Which is why it's going to take a really long time to get this repaired. If he ever wants to field a fresh squad of Pios, it's going to take forever.
Grenadiers! Pioneers! Grenadiers reporting.
You need indirect fire?
We have secured the sector. That's everyone! Grenadiers ready!
Our opponents are seizing
Doggy
the
Lulz
sector.
just pulled a cruise.
Granatwerfer-Team.
From now on, I'm going to call it pulling a cruise. When you just drop into my stream chat, complain about like random 2v2, like some aspect of random 2v2 or 2v2 or team games or KOTOR in general, and then like leave. He might not leave, he might stick around. But Cruz always does that.
You want something?
He's always just like, oh god.
The
Playing
enemy
OKW
is
this
taking our
patch
territory.
feels like shooting myself in the head or
What are
something.
your orders?
We're on target! The sector has been cut off.
Grenade toss on those grenadiers. And we'll dodge that a little bit. These 3 squads move up on these conscripts right here to try and get those taken care of. Tiger Ace is about to be fully repaired. Once that happens, we'll be able to get back onto the field and probably take this game. Especially if guards don't retreat away from engagements they are losing and get wiped. 2 field guns, machine gun, and conscripts. Only thing left on the field, and Hajas is at this point just being lazy about taking territory. There's nothing anywhere that can stop him. I don't know what he's waiting for. And here comes the Tiger Ace. Probably gonna try and fix the game. I don't know what that means. Maybe that, I don't know, I have no idea what he's asking. Somebody could probably tell me.
Grenadiers!
Tiger!
Secured the sector.
These 2 T-34s, freshly fielded, gonna go right. This is the last chance that Big Win has to maybe recover this game. Tiger Ace is gonna backpedal away from these, dealing pretty good damage to them initially. It's actually falling pretty low here. A lot of shots penetrating the frontal armor. That counted as a rear armor hit, apparently. Panzerfaust from the Grenadiers damages this one's engine, and it's probably going to go down. There it is, destroyed. This T-34 will continue to chase. It's blitzing straight backwards. The AT guns are still sitting in the base. He could have moved those up a little more aggressively. No marked vehicle, by the way. Where's the marked vehicle? Shot bounces. There's marked vehicle, a little late, and target weak point will stun the T-34, and the AT guns will finish it off. Honestly, if I'm being totally honest, I think Big Wind got excellent RNG during that engagement, and it's a miracle that Tiger Ace even came that close to being destroyed. I think that was kind of... he shouldn't have done that. But honestly, this game was lost either way. GG, Hajas is going to take it. I think this one, I mean, yeah, the Tiger Ace is ridiculous, but this... oh, he's German. Okay, there you go. Now we know. I'm pretty sure Hajas took this game mostly because he just had way better infantry preservation. His army was already doing way better than his opponents before the Tiger Ace even hit the field. Tiger Ace just sealed the deal. So good game. Axis wins.